have been at the center of student concern over the last 2 semesters. What specific actions will you take to advocate on behalf of the student body?
You don't want to say that. I can't say that. That's really fucked up.
I apologize, but he's just singing Jason Derulo's Talk Dirty to me. My reception died. He has lost all of his confidence and would like to move to the next person.
Do you want the question again?
Yeah.
Okay, so tuition hikes have been at the center of student concern over the last 2 semesters. What specific actions will you take to advocate on behalf of the student body?
Thank you very much. This has been a tumultuous year for students. The tuition hikes are at the center of everything. And I believe that has further widened the gap between us, the regents, and the administrators. And Janet Napolitano as well. We need, Janet Napolitano as well. In order for us to combat tuition hikes, I believe that we need to approach this with pragmatism, and I believe we need to approach this with practicality. I believe that first, we need to have a united vision moving forward. And I believe that 100 students lobby is a very strong front. However, we need the entire University of California together, and we need the entire United States together, believing in public education and moving forward. So what I hope to do if I get elected to be your next External Affairs Vice President is work with UCSA to first involve all facets of all the University of Californians and have them united under one vision moving forward to counter the tuition hikes. However, public education is not a California issue, it is a national issue. Therefore, I will work with USSA to involve the Midwest colleges and to involve the East Coast colleges and get them together to form a national movement which will spearhead this issue. Using practicality and pragmatism, I will bring Janet Napolitano to the table, and we will advocate for fair tuition for all students. Thank you very much for your time.
Tuition has more than doubled since 2009, and it's going to continuously be increasing for over 28% over the next 5 years. That is a problem. And it's going to continue increasing if the state does not fund the UC in that respect. And this is an example of how the regents have continuously used students as pawns over and over again, and it's completely despicable. Since that has happened, I have continuously spoken out against tuition hikes by going to Board of Regents meetings, lobbying with the state legislator. I have been a part of organized protests at the Regents. I have lobbied the state to increase funding and hold the UC accountable. I have worked with UCSA to make sure that we hold the Regents accountable on a number of issues. And I want to make sure that we all know that as EAVP, I will increase these efforts to work with the state to find and create alternative revenue sources by looking into lobbying for Prop 13 reform, by taking money out of the prison industrial complex and putting it into higher education. But the issue goes further than that. We have to look at the source. It's not just about looking for funding, but it also goes to the fact that we have to look at the regents are never held accountable. And as EAVP, I will work on making sure that we lobby for legislation that will allow the state to have oversight over the UC region, such as Senate Constitutional Amendment 1, which is a huge opportunity for us to take on, a huge opportunity for us to take advantage of. As EAVP, I will make sure that students are not on the menu and are constantly allowed to be at the decision board. step down when things get rough. And I intend to be that external affairs vice president.
The audience to please try to hold your applause until the end of until all three candidates are done answering both questions. For a lot of voters who don't know these candidates or who are not affiliated with the party, it makes it harder for them to hear the candidates. Candidates have less time to answer questions. So please hold your applause until all candidates have answered both questions. So Mariam, you're going to answer first for the next question. How do you view the EAVP's role with regard to representing students in the city of Berkeley? Yes.
Despite being 25% of the population, there are 0 students who sit on city council right now. That's an issue. The city has continuously marginalized students and ignored our requests over and over again. Despite not having a student on city council, there are actually many ways that we can address this issue. For example, making sure that students are put on city commissions, making sure that the EAVP assists students in applying for internships throughout the city, making sure that we increase lobbying opportunities within the city. But most importantly of all, what I really want to emphasize is that as EAVP, I will work with local community organizations to make sure that we lobby collectively with students, that those local community organizations lobby with students to really push the issues that affect all of us across the city. The city doesn't just listen to an empty room. The city listens when there is a huge effort, when there's a huge population demanding that the issues be addressed. And as EAVP, I will work to ensure that we use all of these resources around us to really address these issues. I have a lot of experience doing grassroots organizing. It's something that I've been doing for the past few years. And I really want to bring that organizing, that experience, into the EAVP office. And I think that's one of the most crucial ways that we can really involve students in the city. It's not just about having one person go to a city council meeting. It's about having a movement. It's about making sure that on every single issue, whether it's safety, whether it's holding the police accountable, whether it has to do with making sure that we're working on affordable housing, we need to make sure that students are working with local community organizations such as CopWatch, the Berkeley Tenants Union, and working together to lobby the city and have involvement on that level. Thank you.
I can repeat the question. How do you view the EAVP's role with regard to representing students in the city of Berkeley?
I'm the only candidate standing here running for EAVP who has the experience working with city council members, the mayor's office, BPD, and UCPD. In my sophomore year, I took a semester off to work full-time for the mayor, and for a year and a half, I served as the Commissioner of Human Welfare and Community Action. Through that, I've learned how to work with city council members. I've learned how to advocate for students on behalf of issues that students care about. As my time working in the EAVP's office, I've learned which are the issues that matter most to the students and how can we go about best tackling them. I truly believe that the issues that matter most to the students should not be just left alone to one person alone. The EAVP does not handle everything alone. The EAVP is a collective force, has so much power and can do so much for the students around us. However, I believe that starts, as I was saying, I believe that starts with working with a good relationship with city council members, because at the end of the day, it takes 2 to tango. It's not whether I'm willing to work with them, it's whether they're willing to work with you as well. And because I've sustained such a fantastic relationship with city council members and the city of Berkeley, I believe that no matter what the situation is, no matter what the problem is, I can be the advocate that the students need, no matter what the situation calls for. Thank you for your time.
Can you repeat the question? For the crowd, of course.
How do you view the EAVP's role with regard to representing students in the city of Berkeley?
You hold this person? My candidate is missing. I need to find a new candidate.